Yep.
D
Yep.
E H I.
PHI.
Oh, not E, a P. P as
PHI.
in Paul. Yep.
PHI.
LLIP at gmail.com.
I
Yep.
got you. Coming. Yeah. So real quick.
Nicole, if you don't mind sending me
Yeah, just
it also.
put your email in the chat and then I'll get everybody. I'll still put the documents in the chat.
It's a pretty large file. I don't think anything required to be sanitized, so it should be good to go.
Nicole, I just responded to your email on there. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
So Nicole are the one sending out the email on the place, huh?
Come
I
on.
know. Oh my God. I know, I just thought about that cool box. I'm like, oh God. It's okay.
Now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're going to be getting, hey, whatever he sent you, can you send us a copy?
I know on the recording.
Oh,
10 years down the road, like, hey, do you still have that?
Did he say he was Johnny Appleseed and gonna have all kinds of kids and all kinds of women? Kind of Fruit Loop says shit like that. All right. Do. Okay, there's that one. So there's a couple different documents on here. One of them deals with the IRS, and everything about these documents is really meticulous and carefully laid out. They've done some pretty impressive stuff. Lex, Boris, and a couple other people. And what they've done is they've created the separation between the state of and the actual nation or
Can
sovereign.
find that in the bucket.
And so some of those documents, read them and check them out. You'll really enjoy them. And all they're doing is simply giving notice, and some amazing things have happened for them. I have a
You
whole
can
file.
find that in the Buck Act. The Buck Act.
I have a whole file on the territorial jurisdiction that we kept sending back and forth to each other, and I'll look for the rest of it.
Thank you. I appreciate you going through that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find some more territorial jurisdiction stuff of Florida because I have quite a bit from Lex, and all of that stuff is absolutely impressive. So
Florida is one of those states that you have to watch these guys, man. They're literal terrorists. Say that
Yes,
much.
yes, yeah.
And they're the type they're the type would plot around and try to analyze you. They analyze Elroy Clark. After Elroy Clark, after I did certain things, the Elroy Clark get the 49 checks. So Elroy Clark, that you guys may think that they talk about, they have a warrant out for his arrest, and the guy that they come and clean him on his property that they were talking about, his sovereign citizen, that's a fabrication. If I tell you the backstory of that, that's a total fabrication. They were trying to get Elroy Clark because Elroy Clark came to me and I issue him a bill of divorce because I'm the first one to write a bill of divorce for a long period of time where people never know they could issue those things. His wife couldn't get anything from him because she was cheating like crazy. Took away his business, took away his property, everything hiding in the background. So I issue her a bill of divorce and that's so that she couldn't get anything and couldn't get the children them. But I knew they were doing things in the background, so I go ahead and tell him, hey, instead of have the clerk put things to the computer, go around and tell her to give it to you right now. And he went around there, they're giving 49 blanks check in which they was gonna use. That Judge Burns, if you guys don't know who Judge Burns is John L. Burns, issued a warrant out for that man arrest. Issued a warrant for his arrest, and that's what they go down there his house to and kill him, talking about he's a sovereign citizen. That was a bullshit lie. They went
yeah,
into that man's house and raid that man's house and take all his property. So I know Florida for quite a bit. There's a criminal organization down there.
I had a
Yeah, Board
down
County is
there,
also corrupted.
I had a great time down there, but I wasn't. I was over there in Port St. Lucie and shit, so I was in the water just traveling around.
So when you guys are dealing with these people, make sure, as Rick Martin told you guys, you gotta got people around you. Make sure you don't go by yourself. Don't deal with these people by yourself at all, and do not be afraid to use public notice and um jury trial with press.
Well, I hate to disappoint anybody out there, but it's ubiquitous. It's not isolated to Florida.
Right.
Yeah, they're a criminal organization down there big time. I seen that they don't have nobody down there to hold them accountable, so you gotta watch out for these people. They killed that man.
I have
They
that
went
memory
to that man and
for you too, if I can
raid
find
that
it.
man house.
Give me 1 second. If I can find it, I have that for you. Yep, that's it right there. Sweet. All right. I'm also going to send over this memorandum to you as well. That goes along with what I just sent you. Charter. Gotcha. All right. There's that one as well. That's the memorandum that goes along with that first document that I sent you for deadly
Okay.
bloodshed. And let me see what else I have for you.
I put
It's
it all
nice.
in the Google Drive, everybody, and then whoever put their email, I'm just sharing the drive with you.
It's
So,
nice because if you're in Florida, the legwork has pretty much been done for you, which is nice.
all praises, man.
Yeah, Lex put some serious time in this. I created a document almost identical to this for a gal in Ohio after I saw what he had done. And boy, that's a painstaking, arduous task to create all those little numbers and attach them to the damn sentence structure and then draw a line. It was a pain in the ass. So I admire people.
What if they just ignore this?
Yeah, right. Make sure to send a
No,
copy
they're
of
not.
it. Make sure
They
to
didn't.
send a copy of it to Pam Bondi and at the DOJ, and then also the Attorney General. Trust me, they ain't ignoring this.
Yeah, that's how
Okay.
I got the felony, the with just my paperwork that I sent in for that case, along with I notified the Attorney General. I think it's
Mhm.
with Rule 5.1.
Yeah, Federal
Um,
Rule 5.1
yeah,
jurisdictional challenge.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, well, this is a little more extreme than 5.1. This is
yes.
honey, did you see who dropped this son bitch off on our patio? Because this ain't good.
Hey,
I think
Derek, you
we
wouldn't
could
happen
go
to have
on
one for Texas,
vacation,
would you?
and I've been thinking about retiring. What's that, Marcus?
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have one for Texas, would you?
Mm, let me check.
You got one for Iowa?
I just talking to the other day that just whooped the fuck out of Texas.
How about one for New York? New York,
Hey,
New York is
Nicole, I
one of
sent
the
you a
most
private
corrupt
What
message.
states.
See, that's what we should be doing. We should all be getting together and figuring out
what you guys looking for in Missouri?
who's on all 50 states.
You want a kitchen sink, huh?
Texas tier.
Oh,
Hey,
but
Nicole, I sent you a private message.
Missouri's not that hard, really. It's just that you just have to because you just have to use them with procedure. They love following procedures, and then use Article 2 of the Constitution of Missouri. They will follow the rules. I hit them up 4 times and they came with their bullshit. You're talking about traffic laws, right? Yeah, I hit them 4 times. Just follow procedure. The first thing they're gonna do is gonna bring you in that municipal. Once they bring in that municipal, tell them they want to get a trial by jury. and they're gonna ask you to come back another day if the first that's if the first day. When they go back there, just ask for the jewelry, ask them where the jewelry is. They're gonna say, hey, we didn't have the jewelry, we're trying to make a deal. You just tell them that you're not making no deal and you want them to give you a jewelry. You see, the first 2 days they can't prosecute in a certain way, so they're gonna try to send it to the court, which can do the jury trial. And when they send it to the court, you tell them you're not coming back and issue a documentation. They're gonna try to mail it to your house. Make sure you just respond to that mail. I put two letters in my Discord. You can take them out and see how they respond. You ask them for a validation and tell them that you're not coming back unless they're gonna compensate you. Being that they don't, uh, which one is yours? Okay.
Are we talking about a link to your Discord? Is that what we're talking about?
The link to my Discord is on my TikTok page.
Okay.
I mean, I could create one right now, but it's in there. I don't put much in there anymore because people keep selling shit, so I just don't put nothing in there anymore. But yeah, the letters that are in there, I told them, listen, it's either one you follow the rules, or if you don't follow the rules, then this is what it is. This is what it is. You have to follow the rules. The main key point is you want to make them get notice. So you take certain phrases. Yeah, because they're committing material misrepresentation. So you have to use the Missouri Sunshine Law for them to give it to you. Fail. It's considered to be so you issue them a failure to prosecute. After
Hmm.
8 months, they have to prosecute within 8 months. If they don't prosecute, they violated due process, violated speedy trial.
Beat the trial under the sixth.
So speedy trial must be done real quick. It have to done within eight months. And if they don't do a speedy trial within 8 months, that's it. They violate the due process to speedy trial. So yeah,
Hang on, see, Doc. All right.
yeah, you gotta put a send you can send the send a motion to quash the warrant in Supreme Court underneath the habeas corpus clause. That's Article 1, Section 9, and Article 13, and Amendment 13, sorry.
Or- That's right.
So what that does for you right there, what that does for you, that restrict minimal contact. So you don't really need these two letters that I'm about to put in the thing. So it restrict minimal contact, and because they don't have minimal contact and can't tell where you're from, he can't issue a citation or actually establish jurisdiction.
Right.
Bastards. Right. So that's right there. They don't have minimal contact still. So yeah, right. Legal guardianship, bogus shit. Mhm. The structure of what they're talking about, there's a lot of violation in the process, and they don't want to give you the discovery based on the it might it might it might cause the case to for them to be dismissed. Right. So look out for the two things you got to look out for. See if they're trying to invoke the ticket underneath an ordinance, or if they're trying to invoke the ticket underneath a criminal offense. Those are two different. Yeah. See, is it is the is the
Yes.
one is the one they try to give you for the insurance policy, um is that underneath no liability per se, is it underneath the principle of liability? I think they have a because I'm tired right now, I can't, it's not coming off the top of my head, but I've fought a case before when they try to give people insurance policy of notice of liability. Those cases has been many times repealed because of the liability in which they try to impose, and people can be economical oppressed. So you would have to look into certain laws, and don't be afraid to argue their claim. So every claim that they bring forth, look into a counterclaim towards that to demeanor the claim, to make it shows that it's oppressive to your natural rights, interests, entitled to move freely, and use the Article 2 of the Missouri Constitution to show that when the government make laws, rules, and regulations and not confer to the people's will and interests, then they're in violation of those obligations what they vow to. So the protection of the rights, interests, and title, they're in violation of that. I need to point those things out. Once you point them out, you go ahead and make a claim against your rights that they violated, your 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 rights that they trespass upon, because they did trespass upon their rights. That's why in the court. It's not a state right nor a federal right to restrict your locomotion. I don't call it travel much as how I love to call it locomotion. You see, locomotion allow you to move freely in your persons and your property. It is a natural right, and it's non-derogable. I can use that phrase, non-derogable. Being that it's non-derogable, no one can take it underneath no circumstances. You cannot force me from not moving my body from one place to the next. It's non-derogable. It's not argumentative. They can't bring any law against it. It's an unalienable right. They can consider it to be a religious practice. They can go F themselves. 5 ways to Sunday. Unalienable rights is not something that they can transfer. The highway is an unalienable right for you to move, and since it's non-derogable rights you're using as well, you'll be able to move. So they will have to show the loss of injury. And that's how I write my documents. So you might not have the same concept, but if you look at the concept of the document that I wrote, you can tell within the document that I am defending the rights and interests here, and they would have to show cause how they can overturn this right and exercise their interest on my non-derogable rights, interests, and title. And since they can't show that, then they're obligated by law to release me under my own liberty and are my own man, I'm really tired, I can tell you. I can't
Cognizance.
pronounce the word properly. But yeah, So when the judge locked me up, there was a guy named Christopher Kerber Limburg, and there was another guy named Christopher. I forgot his last name. I know two. I dealt with two Christophers before. Let me see the next Christopher here. Let me see if I have his documents. Um, Christopher. Uh, Let me see because I deal with two Christopher. Let me see if I have his file. Christopher Dwayne Wilson. I deal with Christopher Dwayne Wilson as well. This asshole, after I told him, hey, um, I'm here to see so what's the matter. I show up at court to see what's the matter. He's gonna tell me, oh, the state having accused you about something. I said, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. He's gonna tell me to go to the back of the bench. So after they told me to go to the back of the bench, I went down there, sit down there, nice and quiet. But I was staring down the entire time. I was looking him dead in the face. I said, I do not turn my head left and I do not turn my head right. And I make sure he can look straight in my eyes. I wasn't even blinking. I was staring him the entire time. Have me there for sitting down for 4 hours. So after he brought me up and told me to come up now, the 4 hours, I looked dead in his eye again. I said, hey, what the hell was that just now? He's like, what? I said, what the hell was that just now? Right? He's like, oh, well, I don't know. I told you something. I say you don't understand. I say, yeah, I don't understand. I'm complaining what you said. Oh, I don't know if it's a language problem. I say, if you found out that's a language problem, right? Do you know that you don't have no jurisdiction? You should have done it. You should have done a background check and realize you don't have no jurisdiction, and you must go put me in a consular court because I'm a foreign national. Or you should have called my goddamn consulate. So why am I here? Why am I here? Oh well, you're just saying that you don't understand. I don't know what you're saying. I said, yeah, but many people came up and said that they didn't understand. It take a quiet time and deal with them. So why you put me around there in the back to sit down? You know that to delay the court case without authority, that's tampering with witness, 15, 18 years code 1512. I'll hold you accountable for that. Now, who is this guy over here accusing me of a bullshit? Where are you at? Yeah, who's this guy over here accusing me of bullshit? Tell him to bring the discovery for me. If he can't bring discovery, you shut this case down. Within 15 days, they were supposed to mail me something. They could not find no address. The mail came back to them. Then this motherfucker gonna issue what I want. Lock me up. So I go ahead and go to a different state and call and after paper my bond, I call the court and go on a web thing. I said, who the hell told you that you can lock me up? As soon as it come on, I said, you definitely pushing your luck with me, don't you? You said, well, what you mean? I said, you're pushing your luck with me, man. What is your problem is? You better dismiss this case because you don't have no jurisdiction over me. So well, you're supposed to be here inside of court anyways. Why you on the line? I said, first of all, I do not live in the goddamn United States. I do not live in the state of Missouri. It's just where you at. I said, I'm not in the jurisdiction, man. You need to dismiss the goddamn case. And then he dismissed the case. Same day, same time, same hour. He dismissed that case immediately. The prosecutor withdrew. You don't play games with them, so you have to just know procedures. So what you have is qualified for a we call it minimal contact. He doesn't have minimal contact, so everything that he's doing underneath coercion. So since he's doing it out of coercion, they're going to force them to tell them to prove that they have minimal contact, in which the federal government require them to have minimal contact. Since they don't have minimal contact, that's a violation right there. Then right there off the bat, they can't prosecute, they can't do nothing. And since they can't prosecute, they must dismiss the case. Procedural violation. So you don't have to argue too much. You just have to show them they don't have no jurisdiction and they are forcing you to comply. You don't go there. You go there on a restricted compliance, restricted jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, and you're not going to give it to them. I send it in the chat. I put it in chat so you can get it there. It's like two files. I always when they try to not put my documentation on the record as well, I also use just I just be direct. I don't like um run around the bush to try to litigate with them like I'm stupid. I know they don't have the jurisdiction, so just tell them straightforward and tell them to operate. That's it. Do your goddamn job. So if you look at it, we can show you that it's just straightforward. Do your job. I come there and she says, come there and show up, do your job. If you don't have no jurisdiction, you have to dismiss. I'm not here to argue with you. Just dismiss the case. And as soon as they dismiss the case, you ask for every single thing that they put on the record. They can give it to you in an email. Once you receive it in the email, um, you then force the court to give you every information concerning every asset generated from the court case underneath the Sunshine Law and the Freedom of Information Act. Once they give you those information, you can use to check the comp controller to see if they generate any currency off of it. Once you find out if they generate any currency off of it, then you're gonna place a lien upon that currency. You can place a lien upon the what do you call it, the court case number. But when they place the lien upon the court case number, you put it on the counter recorder. The reason why I put it on the counter recorder, they won't be able to get to trade it until they actually either release it to you. When they're doing it on the counter recorder, you do a reservation of rights using the UCC 3-415, so that anybody endorse those documentation and try to try to endorse those documentation to generate any currency off of it, they'll have to pay $250,000 per inch of vote. Reservation of rights, UCC 1-308, UCC 1-30, I think it's 306, and UCC 3-415. You can use those type of UCC to prevent any personnel to sign any form of documentation over to anybody until they examine that shit, especially when they deal with the foreclosure and mortgage. Many guys are going through this process only because they don't know the procedures. I showed a UCC earlier. It's UCC 2-401. A title must be passed from the buyer to the seller upon time of purchase. So whenever the buyer is buying a property, he's gonna have to pass the title upon the purchase. So that means the person who's in the court case who's filing must have the title when he come to be the servicer or assignment. If he doesn't have the title to bring the claim, he's not a real party in interest. So therefore, when you go forward and look at the court case, you must check the instrument at point to see if he actually filed those instruments at the first point, if he filed it properly. If it's not there, it's fraud upon the court. If it's tampered with, it's fraud upon the court. If you look at the instrument, it doesn't look properly. There's some form of deformity at the front of it. It's fraud upon the court. Many of these people are using documentation that's already sold to another party. He doesn't have no rights to claim. He can't get no rights to payment. I've done it many times before. I've seen people come with debt from several years ago come into court to try to accuse people. You have to hit them hard. They're just a bunch of liars, and you guys just have to get rid of them through learning and understanding process, not only the process procedures. I think there's a maxim where we can where it tell you that he that follow procedures or process um, rule. I keep forgetting the words. I guess I think I'm up too long. But once you follow the procedures in equity, you will be able to get every single thing because why? You honor the procedures. You honor the proper claim in there. That means you have evidence. They don't. What other evidence are you looking for? How did you become their citizen? Let them place a documentation on the record to show that they become a citizen. How did they qualify for any form of relief? Let them put a documentation to show that they're qualified for relief. When the state is coming and say they qualified for relief, what qualification give it to them? The right to travel or move about is unalienable. It's not a governmental right. So therefore, the people would have to relinquish it because the right secured liberty. That's the first thing you need to know. It secured what? Liberty. Liberty is freedom from restraint. So you can move wherever you want to go by, do whatever you choose to do without nobody stopping you from do so. That's the definition of liberty. The plain language. You are not going to interpret my fucking liberty into whatever you want to do, you bitch ass motherfucker. And you're gonna get out my goddamn face and stop telling me that you make a law without my fucking consent, which the Ninth Amendment secure, and the 10th Amendment never delegate that shit to your motherfuckers and tell me that you're gonna restrict my liberty. Who the hell think you can do that, motherfuckers? Oh, underneath the opposite of safety. Tell me when the fuck do we have safety in the goddamn Constitution? That's it. It's not there. So since it's not there, you need to get the goddamn out of my face. Safety is not a damn fucking right. So it's not a federal or a state right in which you can relinquish my liberty, you bitch ass. Go learn language and get out my damn face trying to make accusation that you don't have right to. You make the law, you have to show me when did I relinquish that liberty. The only time you can relinquish your liberty is if you're convicted of a crime and you are now subject to jail time. So since you're not convicted of any crime, your liberty is secured by the Constitution, Second Amendment in the second Bill of Rights in the Missouri Constitution. If you're in Missouri, not sure what it is in New York City. For those who ask me for New York City, not sure what it is for those who ask me for Texas. I think Texas is the 502, 502.003 for not registering the car. That's your property, right? You do not be afraid to call them names in that damn court. They would have to show when did you relinquish your right for freedom of speech. It's the first of fucking amendment right. That's the bitch that they can say what they want. It said clearly that Congress can make no fucking laws. No law can be made against the restraint of your speech. So when do they feel they can fucking do that? In order for them to make a law against a speech, they would have to have a thing called intelligible principle. Intelligible principle is the interpretation of the law in which Congress
Recording in progress.
and since they can't show proper nature and proper cause, they have no legal standing. No legal standing. You might think, oh, cool folks, it's not that simple as you think. You have to know law, pray. No, just look at those letters that I just placed in that life, in that thing. You tell me if it's not just a regular man speaking his words and then applying laws to the words that I'm speaking. They sure do understand it. They sure do understand it. You just have to understand what they're coming with is material misrepresentation of facts. Let me see if I still have control over sharing. All right, let me see. Here we go. All right, let me go ahead and give you guys something here. Let me show you that your guys are not. I'll show you something. I'm well read, well learned. So I'm show you something right here. I'm gonna show you a state in which these people was doing this long before you guys even exist. Um, this is a documentation after the 14th Amendment, after the Civil War. I'm gonna show you how to get to it. So how to get to it first, let me show you how to get to it first. You go Mississippi. So I go in their documents and I read their documentation. That's why I'm so effective, because I know exactly where they put the little shit. Because I've been reading them, I look up for them and find them out. Even for child support in various states, I don't look up in every state, but I look up in various states. And if it's in one state, it's going to be in every one of them, because all of them are following the principle of intelligible principle. So I go here, services, and I go to online resources, and I will go all the way down to the bottom, and I'll click county files. And the county files are already, these are all historical documentation which you can check. One of the documentation that I looked at and found interest was the Nobbix County. Nobby, Nobby County. The Nobby County, this document is there. And when I go ahead and read it, and guess what I found? To know that there was actually black people also as governors and was enslaved. So here it is. From the time, from the war up to the time I was with Mr. Myers in 1875. So the war is 1861. 1861, I think, is to 1865, and then it keep going until it's 1875. So here we are after the war. From the war up to the time with Mr. Myers in 1875, we had been going through reconstruction. So now you're gonna know what the reconstruction is about. What would be better terms, Negro rule.
Recording
Being
in
petty Jew
progress.
and governor. So they were colluding to deprive people of rights. These people right here was depriving people of rights when they have the courts. Why? Because it's expressing so white men can't go in the court to get their benefits from the court. Because why? In the courts, if they do something wrong, they were going to manipulate the court system to oppress them. Is this the same thing they were doing here? No different from the black people. So I'm not talking about race here. I'm just talking about how people are operating in the goddamn courts. There's no justification. They're not operating right. But this document give me two light. It showed me clearly that the fabrication about slavery is bullshit. We never came from no Africa. That's one. Two, it showed me that even that these people, even though they have the court, they never do fear practice. When I keep reading, I know the purpose also of the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan was there to analyze certain people who actually have power in the society so they can reframe their and restructure their states. So when you research, you don't research with biasness in the eyes. You research to see what exactly really happened so you can prevent it. So when I see these things, what I need to know is now I have to start learn fucking procedures. If I don't learn procedures, if I don't learn law, if I don't learn anything, then any one of these motherfuckers with a black, white, purple, pink, or blue will restrict my liberty and my rights, interests, and titles. So I go ahead and start learn foundational law. That's the reason why when I read Mr. Boisvillard doctrine and Boisvillard books and Vatal and all those books, I realize that the structure in which we need to learn is written in those books. I learned sovereignty. I learned the power of sovereignty. You can find them in my Discord. It's at the bottom of the Discord. I learned sovereignty. Once I learn and understand what sovereignty is, a derived power from people. So now when you go to the maxim, when I go to the maxim of law, Mr. Boisvillard Mr. Boisvillard is a very wicked man, man. Look at this man. This man know how to speak his words. Let me see if it's gonna come up. Let me see if the internet is working. This internet not working. It's freeze. Let's try it again one more time. Stop it there. Maxim of law. Why the Wi-Fi go on? It's not running.